We just spoke to Brian Burke, and I would ask you just what I asked him. On one side, I guess you're happy that our game is so passionate that people really get into it. You have a discussion, people bring their hearts.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if this summit has shown anything, certainly the participants and the delegates are very, very passionate about the game. But again, we say that all the time. This is kind of a clear demonstration that that's true. I mean, people care about the, people who love this game care about it passionately.
That aside, when this Olympic discussion comes up, it always becomes an emotional conversation that you try to explain, on a somewhat dispassionate level. There are issues. How do you have that argument when it's hearts against minds, what it seems to be?
Well, it's hard to have that argument in this environment because, again, I alluded to it during my remarks. I think it's hard for the group of 400 that were listening today to actually put themselves in the shoes of NHL club owners, general managers, and in some respects players, and the mindset that the Olympics create, and really understand all of the issues. They understand all the pros because they're very apparent, but sometimes it's hard to understand the cons to the argument, and so you're never going to win that argument in this environment. That's why you try to break it down, understand it the best you can, make sure you have all the information available to you, and make kind of a responsible decision in a non crazed environment.
And one last thing. Part of the emotion of it is you are spun into defending a position that you haven't even taken yet. I mean, nobody's decided whether the NHL is going or not. You have never declared whether you're for or against it, nor is that your job. But yet you're portrayed as the guy who's explaining why you wouldn't go.
Yeah, it's Gary addressed it really. Look, we made the decision ultimately to go to the Olympics to start out with, so we're not anti-Olympics at all. And I'm the first one to admit, the Olympics are great. It was a great tournament. It was fantastic for hockey, and that nothing's going to change that. So that's always the very apparent pros to participating in the Olympics, and so we're not defending a position that's anti-Olympic. We're defending a position to have an opportunity, the right opportunity, to evaluate the decision and make an appropriate decision.